All right, what is going on, everybody? It is Gis, and welcome on into the Deadman mode episode 1 for me. I don't know if I'm going to do another video on this, but we'll see. I'm going to let my starting route sort of play out in the background, and I'll go over it for you. So basically, my idea was I wanted to rush Perilous Moons and try to get in there and get some gear because I wanted to be a max Berserker PKing at the top of the 81 to 95 bracket 3. And the plan is like still mostly in action. I have to go PvPing tonight because I think I'm finally ready. But I'm going to go over some of my trials and tribulations upon doing that. And you'll see how screwed up my start was. Initially, I was going to go Lava Dragons for money for prayer XP. Got chanced right there. Luckily, didn't die. I died later to Black Demons because I was calling audibles a bunch. Because people contested my plan and I couldn't get kill credit or whatever. So I tried to audible over to Ashes to get prayer XP and some money. Ended up dying over there. Audible over to thieving, and I burned a lot of my protection just like running around like shit. My plan is completely blown up in my face. That's why I don't really like planning for these things. I sort of like just getting in there. I don't look at anything really. I just get in there and I go. I glanced at the sigils and then sort of just went from there. But yeah, eventually I recover, but you'll see me running back to my where I died in a moment. Effectively, I just did a bunch of quests, made some money, and, you know, just like got levels, went to the breaches and all that stuff. I did get one cool item from my second breach, third breach, one of the two. I'll show you the clip in the bank. It wasn't a great item, but I mean, I got it. It was in my name. I got the drop. It was cool. I did get a really big... I've had a couple of big brain moments. Two in particular, where I unlocked the Fremennik questline you'll see later because I wanted to get to a specific location to get my Dragon Bones. And then another one later on towards the end of this video, I needed to get melee training XP, but it is very difficult in Deadman to get a good strength training spot where you're not either A, going to get PK'd by a clan, like it's Scurious, or B, somebody's going to come and rag you off of your spot, even if you're risking nothing. So it was really frustrating trying to figure out a place to melee train in particular. And then chinning and ice barraging, forget it. If you're not under protection, you're going to get murdered for all you're worth because those are the only people that are risking anything out at the moment. So I'm going to go over negatives and then we'll shift into positives for Deadman mode so far. I went pretty hard on day 1, probably about like 9 hours. Day 2, I dwindled off a little bit to about like 7, and then day 3, I dwindled off to like 5. And today I haven't even logged in. I logged in to go do a breach, and everything was dying in 0.2 seconds, so I couldn't even get an attack off, and I was like, I might be done. So, we'll see. I have to go PvPing tonight, and if PvPing is as dead as I think it's going to be, then I'm probably just off. So, let's start with some negatives. The first one is going to be coming up on your screen right now. Breaches. Breaches do not feel good. I know they are bugged to be like top 16, whatever, but just in general, they don't feel good. The only thing that feels good about breaches is when Yama kills everybody. That's the only thing that I enjoy about breaches, and I love watching that. I think it's hilarious. I was playing with a buddy of mine, and I think we're both leaning the same direction with the mode. We usually do every temp game mode. We usually have a pretty good time doing leagues, and this Deadman mode feels like a league, but less enjoyable. And it's not because you can die. It's just really strange how they set this up, because in this PvP temporary game mode, we are incentivized to quest, we are incentivized to train, and we are incentivized to do diary tasks, and we are incentivized to skill to get our PvP sigils. There is no reward whatsoever for PvP in the PvP temporary game mode. And that includes breaches, which is where I was. Breaches, to me, seem like a waste of time currently. I think even after they fix it, they're going to be a waste of time because you still... like, you'll get your points, but it's really difficult to get participation for a drop, which kind of sucks. So, we'll see if I'm still playing on Wednesday. I don't know. I might be back to base game. I have a lot of things to do in the base game. From Zero's doing great, and I'm having a lot of fun with that, so... yeah, I don't know. This DMM seems very strange to me. And I think we did some things right and some things wrong for DMM. And that pretty much covers breaches. So I guess the next point of friction, I guess, is why in the PvP game mode does it feel like I'm not doing PvP and I'm not incentivized to PvP at all? And I think it's because there's no more bank keys. But I like that there's no more bank keys to a degree because it does dissuade would-be PKers from PKing you at a point where, you know, you're doing Temple of Ikov and you have 20 Limpwort roots in your inventory, but you have full Vestas in your bank, but you need to do Temple of Ikov for whatever reason, but you can't bring any gear with you to fight back because you have to have Limpwort roots, you know? Like, those sort of frustrations are alleviated, which is a good thing, but what that also ends up doing is killing somebody with a bronze skull. Like, you should just ignore them. There's no reason. Even all the way up to green skull sometimes. Like, during a breach, you could have a green skull just, like, picking up chitin and like, some, I don't know, Morgan's throne axes. Like, they're good. Like, I guess. It's like 200k if you get that drop, and that puts you at a silver or a green skull. But it's like, man, the only people really fighting are maxers who are being fed a bunch of money through whoever that have full Zuriels and volatile staves and all this other garbage to just murder you. Like, you have no chance if you're just, you're your average Joe. Which is strange because it feels like this DMM was catered to the average Joe, but I feel like they have ostracized both the average Joe and the diehard PvPers. Which I don't know how they managed to do that, but I think the best strat for DMM, genuinely, is to grab all of the, like, skilling sigils that are dirt cheap and just get your 99s to get your 12k and dip, to be honest with you. Ideally you want to train with gear that can help you fight back. I found a bit of a loophole in this because Clanman mode is not a thing. So this DMM did help in that sense. Like, Clanman mode is not the biggest thing in the world. That was my looting bag. Like, see how I have a green skull? Did you see that looting bag? Go back and look at that looting bag and look at my green skull. There was nothing in that looting bag. So, the skull system is But I also understand that bank keys were a very frustrating thing. This is my frustration currently, to be honest with you. I'm just doing the dig site. I can't really bring gear to fight back because I need so much shit to do this quest, but it's like the easiest mining and herblore levels, which I have to get Deadman points. Like, I have to do these things to get DMM points to get my sigils to PK. But doing these things will lead to people just bolt ragging you for your green d'hide top and bottom. I just had it. Did I need it? Probably not. I could have left it in the bank. And I'm not mad that I lost it. It's just irritating that a 40-minute quest turned into an hour-and-a-half endeavor because this guy decided I want his green d'hide top and bottom. I'm not whinging at the PvP. I would happily fight this guy. It's the fact that I was not able to fight back because I have to sit here and do this quest to get points because I want to do PvP, but I have to deal with this to get to the thing that I want to do. Meanwhile, you could say, well, you could do PvP right now and just do what that guy's doing. I don't want to do that. That's not satisfying. That doesn't give me anything in the game mode, right? Like, me getting a green d'hide top and bottom does not inspire joy in me. Killing someone while they're doing a quest or farming or fishing does not inspire joy in me. I want to have a fight. I want to have mano-y-mano, and we all have our 3 styles going on, and we try to outplay each other. I want to do PvP. I don't want to rag people while they are trying to get to PvP, because I want more people to enjoy PvP, you know? And I think if casuals end up playing this mode a little bit more, I think they might actually be even further dissuaded from interacting with it at all. And sorry if you hear fishing and cooking noises in the background. I'm still on DMM. I'm still fishing and cooking in the background over here because guess what? To get points, I have to skill. So I'm AFK skilling in Deadman mode, the exact thing I didn't want to do, to be honest with you, but it's fine. I think I like Deadman mode the most, where it is an economy PvP game. And what I mean by that is, it is up to me to figure out how to budget myself to be able to make the most money while also being able to defend myself and my bank key to move up in the ranks, to move up on the proverbial ladder of the economy, right? Become the apex predator kind of thing. But it doesn't work in this mode because there's no bank keys for one. And for two, we can't randomly get our sigils as drops, so we can't buy them from the GE. We are now forced to do quests, to do skilling, to do CAs, to do diaries, to do all of this non-PvP garbage. Whereas in the other way, we were able to PvP to try to get more economy to buy our sigils from the Grand Exchange. And now the argument that they stated is the economy-focused, PvP-focused way of DMM is not inclusive to everyone trying out the game mode, trying out PvP. And I agree with that. There needed to be a different system where we didn't lose bank keys, but we could still climb the economic ladder by doing PvP to get our sigils that way. Because in the current way to play this mode is to risk literally nothing at all times until you are fully ready to PvP. And even when you're fully ready to PvP, you're going to have so much money in the back pocket because you didn't have to risk anything going up that you're just going to be able to PvP infinitely, and like maybe that was the goal. And if that's the goal, sure. But there's like the magic dust is missing from the game mode for me. Like in leagues, it works because that's what we expect, right? We don't have to interact with PvP. What we need to do is PVM with our PVM perks that we got from PVMing, right? That's what leagues is. We get to skill with our skilling perks that we got from skilling, right? In Deadman mode, it's we PvP with the PvP perks that we got from skilling and questing, and a little bit of bossing, and a little bit of CAs, and a little bit of diaries. And it's like, there's a disconnect, right? The magic dust of the mode is missing for me. The economy-based, PvP-based thing that is what PvP is at the end of the day. Even on mains, it is an economy-focused thing. If you have money, you can PvP. If you don't have money, you can't really PvP. And if you PvP more, you can make more money. If you get better at PvP, it's the best money in the game, right? You're climbing the economic ladder. That's the whole point of the thing. That is what the thing is. And this Deadman mode has broken that thing to make it accessible to everybody, which is fine. And I'm glad everybody can jump in and get their points. But I do think the best way to do it, and in fact the only way to do it, which is very strange, is to not interact with PvP at all. Just don't. You don't have to touch PvP at all in the PvP game mode. And that's weird. That's really weird to me. They've made the skilling relics, the skilling whatever, the skilling things, what are they called? Sigils? They've made the skilling sigils very cheap, and you can just kind of do those and get your points and get out. And that's cool. I'm glad you can. You should be able to jump in and get your cosmetics if you want to, especially on like Iron Man and stuff that were excluded. So I'm not trying to argue that you should not have access to the game mode. I'm just saying that the magic is missing for those of us that wanted the PvP element, I think. So I'm curious what the Wednesday fixes will do. But this is sort of where I'm at in the whole DMM thing. I don't think it's all negative. I do like the inclusivity. I do like that we're bringing more people. It's as active as I've ever seen it. But again, it doesn't... There's something... Leave a comment if you know what I'm talking about. Because I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy. I'm trying to be like a neutral Nelly. I don't think it's all negative. I don't think it's all positive. And I think a blend of the two systems of DMM that we have experienced is probably the answer. I don't know how exactly to do that, to be honest with you. But incentivizing fights, incentivizing PvP in some fashion is the way to do DMM. Because that's the whole point of the mode. And right now it feels like you just don't have to. So I'm using my protection on getting stats right now. And currently I'm just AFK fishing in Shiloh Village on the side because, again, I need points. And this is the way you get points. Is you have to freaking skill. So that's what I'm doing. Because you have to have sigils. If you don't have sigils, you just lose. Which I think is the biggest issue is you have to have sigils if you want to PvP at all. And these PvP sigils that you want are 10,000 points each. And it's difficult to get points, I'm not going to lie. Like, you have to just do the thing that you don't really want to do. You have to... Like, if I wanted to skill, if I wanted to do PVM and stuff, I'd rather do it on the main game, you know? So, I'm going to stop whinging. I'm going to reel you into my plan now. And my bird is going to reel you into his plans too. He's going to take over the world one day. You can catch him on stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights if you want. He makes a lot of noise. He makes an appearance, and we have emotes of him, and it's fun. I'm currently working on getting Bloodhound, so if you're interested in that, you can stop by. And then sometimes I'll do From Zero stuff. We hear you. We hear you. We hear you. Anyway, what I am currently doing on screen now is like grabbing Alex and killing those off from my bandits, because I used my full hour of protection at bandits to barrage and chin, because you have to get your stats up at some point, and the easiest way to do it is with protection. If you do it outside of protection, you just have to risk less because you're a target. You're immediately a target if you're training, because you need to risk at least a little bit if you're training ranged or mage. If you're training melee, you don't have to risk that much. But yeah, you're a target because nobody else is risking anything, because you don't have to. So again, the system is not good. It's a weird system currently. But yeah, I did find like a bit of a secret spot for training melee towards the end of this video. And I think I went Giga Brain, to be honest, because nobody checked it out. I mean, after I upload this, you guys are probably going to show up. Like, anybody that watched this is going to show up if you made it this far in the video. But I know a lot of people don't like whining videos. And I'm not trying to whine. I hope it didn't come off that way. It's just like constructive criticism, really, that we need to put a little bit more effort into figuring out a solution between the two systems so we can actually include everybody and do it in a way that still rings true to the core of the game mode. Because right now, this just feels like a bunk league to me. It's like a bunk league with PvP enabled, which, imagine you're playing leagues and you can just get killed at any point doing the league. Like, that doesn't feel good, right? You know, it's just strange. It's just a really strange ecosystem that they've created, I think, in this little thing. PvP is still fun. Sigils are great. I love the sigils. Yama being added to the breaches is really funny. I do think the breaches need to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more punishing, a little bit more rewarding, maybe even a little bit more frequent. This whole, like, make me get on every 8 hours is kind of BS. Like, can we just make the breaches go? Like, just make them go, bro. What if they were just constantly on? Like, what if you're just running around and Soul Herit's just, like, there? That would be funnier than dying to getting ragged by a bolt, I think. I think if a Soul Herit popped out of my butthole and killed me during a quest, I would laugh. That would make me laugh. What doesn't make me laugh is when somebody has a room crossbow and they shoot me during the dig site. But if Soul Herit shoved a spear up my ass, I think I would laugh. That would be funny. Anyway, I think I'm just trying to, like, ease the pain of dying during dig site, because it was really frustrating. It doubled the length of the quest for me. Yeah, sigils feel good. I do like the budget economy thing. I do like what I'm doing with that. I'm trying to, like, budget my, like, what am I bringing out for this trip? What should I bring out to this trip? Oh, if I bring this out, maybe I'll lose it. Can I afford to lose this? Okay, I have backup money now, so I'm going to bring this set out so I can go train. Like, I do like that part, because I'm the budget guy. I love budget, right? I love stretching my coin as much as I can. So that part of DMM, I will always enjoy. Grand Exchange has to be enabled. We can't take Grand Exchange away. Otherwise, PvP is completely pointless. You wouldn't be able to sell anything. You wouldn't be able to buy anything. That would be the worst game mode in the history of time. You have to have a Grand Exchange. You have to have an economy with this game mode, because PvP is economy. That's what it is. It's a battle of economy. Usually the dude with more money wins. Obviously, if they're a credit card warrior and they don't know how the game functions, they're going to lose. But usually, if you outgear your opponent, you have, like, way better odds in this game. So it's just an economy battle for the most part. And I like that. I think that's a pretty interesting part of the game mode. So we need to keep that around. And I do think they have done that well. And the sigils are all good. All the new sigils are pretty good. I think Eternal Belief is a little broken, so they could keep it in, but just make it like 5 or 10k. I went ahead and did my Jad, and I pulled a fast one with this one because I realized 150k as a repair cost for a fire cape is not worth the slot in my inventory. So what I did is I got this fire cape, I took it over to Moral Wreck, I showed them, and I went into the Inferno area, and there's nobody there. So I was like, huh. And I started training on the big red melee boys to train my melee stats. After I did this Spori, I just started, like, cleaning up some bosses, getting more points, yada, yada, yada. Got, like, farming levels, etc., etc. But then I went over to this multi-area, and I started meleeing the big red boys. And they dropped, like, obby shields, obby capes, obby mauls, obby plates, obby legs, obby whatever. And I was getting about 1,000,000 XP an hour, completely uninterrupted, just printing obby shields, printing obby mauls, whatever. I came out with, like, 800,000 GP. And you can even barrage these guys. Like, you can stack them up pretty well if you just go to where all the melee guys are. Stack them up. Barrage, that was also like over 1,000,000 XP an hour. So if you need a training method, I'm probably not going to go back there, but it's a little training method if you need it. It was pretty good. It is multi, so I think a lot of people are afraid of it. And the entire time I was here, for about 2 hours, nobody came by. Maybe even a little more than 2 hours. Didn't see a soul. So if you need a secret little training spot, there you go. That's a secret little training spot with the big red men. And you just attack them with your super combats because those are dirt cheap. And you're good to go. That's the other thing that's good about the Grand Exchange. Oh, and the emblems. I do like the emblems. So if you get a tier 5 emblem, you get 1.5 million points in the Bounty Hunter reward shop thingy. The little emblem trader guy at the north of GE. And you can just get whatever supplies you need. And you're good. So I like that. If you have a backup of points, it's just like having a backup of GP. And you can convert it to GP if you need the GP. Or you can leave it as points if you just need some supplies. And you're kind of good to go. So I like that part. Definitely a fan of that. Fan of the economy all around. I don't think I have an issue with the economy. I don't know why we can't sell the Ancient Warriors armor pieces, though. That one's weird to me. I don't like that it's player-to-player because that just incentivizes scamming, and nobody likes that. So just put it on the GE, let the economy figure itself out. That would be my only critique of that. Just let that roll. The skilling sigils, I'm glad we do have them. I'm glad we have the skilling sigils because people need to be able to skill in their game mode. I like the PVM sigils are separate from the PvP sigils and all that, but that's sort of where I left my account, and now I'm just AFK fishing in Shiloh Village, as you can see on the screen here. So again, I'm not sure if I will do another DMM upload. I'm at 13,200 points, so like I have enough to grab a weapon scroll or whatever I want to grab, and I don't know if I'm going to go much further. I would like to get 99 strength, 99 range, 99 mage, 90 plus HP, and just go PKing. But it is proving difficult to get those stats with people constantly running around and killing you and all that. But I'm going to do my best to ride this one out. It might just be like the day 3 blues or whatever, and it'll be fine next week. But we'll see. I'm probably just going to send PvP and see what happens, because getting 10,000 points is difficult, man. Like, I'm at 13,228. I've killed a few bosses, but getting to those bosses, you could just die. So, you know, I'm going to do my best to enjoy myself for the rest of the time. I want to try and get maybe 20k points, and we'll see how I'm feeling from there. But I don't know if I'll be uploading DMM again, so you should have this video on, like, Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on when I upload it. And I will be further ahead than I am now. And I am doing this on my alt. I have my my main is doing some calcified rocks on the side. We're getting that done. But yeah. Hopefully that didn't come off too like whingy. And let me know how you're feeling in the comments below about DMM if you are playing. If you aren't playing, you can go ahead and rub it in like, yeah, see, DMM's for rats, bro. You should have just been on main game the whole time. And you're probably right. Yeah, you're probably right. I do want to make a new account though, because every time I play temp game mode, I'm reminded how much I love the leveling process, like getting a new account up to par. The problem with leagues is obviously the account goes away. And I'm thinking, man, I would love to have an account like this in the main game, you know, like 40 defense, 99 strength, 60 attack, whatever, like some interesting build. So I might do that and then show you guys a little bit of the PvP prowess, as it were. I think I might do a DMM, like dedicated like PvP video. The problem is I don't want to kill anybody that's just like doing their quests or their skilling or whatever. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if anyone's risking literally anything. I might have to do like breach PKing or something. But even that feels bad because nobody's trying to fight at the breach. They're just trying to get points. I don't know. I digress. I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully this weekend. Maybe a little bit delayed for From Zero because of DMM. We'll see. I'll do my best. But we're going to be doing a lot of Doom. We'll call it Doom Zero now. Anyway, bye.